Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know exactly what time it is because Dead Rock Chapter 2, Hiro Mashima's latest limited series, has dropped. And, yo, we got to talk about Chapter 2 because, look, Chapter 1 was just an immensity of pure perfection. You can argue, yeah, it's okay, it's kind of amazing plus. But in my opinion, chapter one of Dead Rock is the definition of pure perfection. Like that is honestly what that chapter was. It was a definition of pure perfection. And does chapter two follow up to that greatness? That's something we're gonna dive into here with chapter two. Because I'm still kind of wrapping my head around chapter two. In a not a bad way, but it's kind of like, hmm, where does chapter two exactly stand? Now, I will say this: I still haven't decided whether or not chapter one of Dead Rock supersedes, say, Rave Master chapter one. Like that, I still have no idea. But as far as Fairy Tale goes, oh yeah, definitely. Eden Zero, I'd argue, yeah, to a degree. But Rave, I'm like, gotta see first. But the question is, will this limited series overtake Rave? Again, we're only two chapters in, but with how it's starting off, again, one chapter in was one thing, but going into two chapters, I mean, let me just go ahead and dive right in because the more I sit here and the more I don't talk about it, the more it's going to be a apparent case of all right, like, you just get to the point already. So we have this nice cover page of Yakuto, and he's over there looking over at the side, and you have the tagline "Kill God." He hides a strong will behind a calm expression. Chapter 2, School Rules Article 3. And when I read the chapter title, I was like, School Rules Article 3. All right, hero, let's see what you got to offer. And starting things off right off the gate with this intense, badass glare from Yakuto. He's like, "I will kill God," and then you see the the body of Professor Maxwell just like still on the ground. Honey's there, like sweating. Mikoto sweating. Reisen sweating. Freyr's like, got she's got the Juvia eyes. Like, the eyes that Juvia likes to give off whenever she sees Grey Sama? That's the exact same look that Freyr has. Now, whether or not that insinuates Yakuto X Freyr, we have no idea. But he looks over at them. He looks over at Mikoto, Freyr, Hien, Reisen. He says, "That's why I came to the school." And Choco's there. Choco's going like, "When you say God, you mean our school principal. But he's literally God, dude. He's the strongest. No, the evilest man in all the realms." It's like you see like this huge like envy of fire behind him. Like he's like the devil in a sense. And Heinz over there going like, "Answer me this, asshole. Who the hell kills their homeroom teacher on their first day? Are you insane?" And the mad confidence that Yakoto has. I mean, this man's over here saying, "I'm going to kill all the teachers of the school either way. I simply wanted you to know how serious I was." And Honey's like, "I know I asked this, but are you stupid?" And Choco's like, "He's totally stupid." And then Racing, just like taking out the katana. But why? Why do you wish to kill God? And Yukado brings up a good point. He says this because he's an imposter. That God of ours is a fake. Which Freyr even kind of takes that into account, like, wait, what do you mean? And Yakuto says, it's strange when you think about it. Why would the ruler of the demon realm call himself God? And even Honey's like, wait, really? Normally, the sovereign of the demon realm would call himself something like the Demon King, Demon General, or Emperor of Hell. And Choco's like, You've got a point there. In any case, the demon realm must have had a rightful sovereign before God came to rule. And Mikoto's like still just like sweating up on the side. She's like, must have? So you have no proof. And Freyr says, so he did something that stupid because of a guess? I'm so in love. Are you stupid? Ugh. That's actually kind of amusing. I'm not gonna lie. I wish to return I wish to return the demon realm to its true state. And then you see Mikoto like just like smiling. Hein, like, don't joke with us. And don't drag us into that. If you want to pick a fight with God and die, knock yourself out. And he's like, are you telling on us? No, that's lame, not my style. But get this. Before God even gets a chance to kill you, I'm gonna cut you up myself. That's essentially what he's gonna do. But Reisen says, I too do not agree with you. But neither will I stop you. And Mikoto's there smiling like a false god. I admit, I find that intriguing, but how do we, or no, not how, but what do we do about this? Our teacher's body. And Freyr's like, want me to burn it? And Honey's like, no way, are you stupid? Even if no one tells on us, they'll find out sooner or later. And then you get Mikoto folding her legs. I say it like that, like as opposed to insinuating, but I mean, look, let's be fair. She looks amazing. I think no one can deny that about Mikoto. Koto-san, you control corpses, right? And she's like, well, my roots are lich after all. You got this next part I find is really, really hysterical because Yakuto grabs Choko and literally puts Choko like where the head used to be for Maxwell. And he's like, this should cover our tracks for a while. And Choco's like, whoa, this is gross. That wouldn't fool anyone. Are you stupid? Is what Honey says. And Choco's like, wait, this dude's hollow inside. I see. So Professor Maxwell had golem roots. And Freyr's like, hey, he's just like you. And Honey's like, my roots are Thor, god of thunder, but I'm often told I look just like a clay figure. And then you got Yakuto looking back. In that case, he might have a spare head in his room. I'll go grab it. I think that's kind of funny. And Freyr's like, I'm coming too. With And see, this is the thing. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last chapter, but Mikoto to me kind of gives off the Lucy, Ellie, Rebecca vibes. Like that's the kind of vibes I get off from Mikoto. Like to me, it just screams that way. Now I could be totally wrong here, because it's not like Ellie was like super serious as a character. Like she had her moments, when like things got serious. But like if you look at Ellie, like deep down as a character from Master, she was like bubbly and quirky. And it could be one of those cases too with Freyr where she's like, like hot tempered and bubbly. But I don't know. Mikoto to me just sends off those vibes. But who knows? Because she's like, what is with that boy? And Choko's like, are you crazy, dude? Don't just leave a young lady. See, this is the thing I thought was amusing because we all assumed that Choko was a dude, but no, it's the opposite. Choco's actually a girl, and even Honey points that out too. Like, huh? You're a girl? What? Then you get Dead Rock, the cafeteria's hell kitchen. You see all these interesting looking creatures, like just cooking stuff. I said raisin. Heinz eating. Every student dreams of becoming a demon king. I'm not letting that crazy son of a bitch get in the way. Well, look there. You're this year's class F, ain't you? And Hein looks over like, huh? They say you got into school through some dumb exam because y'all got no education. Oh, what kind of test was that? Essentially, you could kind of argue these are like the preppy rich kids of Dead Rock. I mean, they kind of give off that vibe, true. What was it? Ant extermination? Pff, for real? That's so funny, so serious. Can't believe he got to Dead Rock by killing some ants. I guess the school ain't such big shit after all. OMG, me too. I think it's like super lame. Like, feels like we should have gone to Four Heavenly Kings training school, right? And Hein's like, I'm eating here, get lost. But you know, the school's rules are something else, which, again, chapter one was one thing, but then getting into this, the school rule, the title of the chapter, Article 3, kill anyone you don't like. Wait a second, what the fuck? So, that's so cool. It's written here in my student handbook. Like, seriously. And Heinz, like, the school rule is dead on arrival. So that means there's no punishment if I kill you right now. Or right here. Same difference. We have this going down. Hein pulls out the blade. Well, that's a relief. And again, he slices them. Like, what? What's with that guy? In an instant, he. Shit. I got my princess dirty again. And while I was eating. Hee hee hoo! Hee hee hoo! And he like looks over like, what the hee hee hoo! Like, who are you supposed to be? Manager of Hell's Kitchen, ogre, the head, the head chef. Dear Lord, because this guy he grabs Hein and he says, "They're the ones who started it." Hee hee hoo! Hey, what are you gonna do with that? Eat it, huh? Hey, don't tell me you use the students' bodies for cooking, do you? Once in a while, dude. Okay, you want to talk about some twisted shit? That is the definition of twisted. I mean, like, look, it's one of those cases where, okay, look, the student handbook says kill anyone you don't like, and I guess if you're dead, hey, use them as recipes. Which, honestly, I would relate to these kids over here that are like just like throwing up. They're like, ugh, disgusting. And today's ingredients are I'm not putting her in because I'm gonna eat her. Oh wait, I got these names. Okay, so this is actually Racing, not High. I thought the other one. See, I thought Racing was the dude that looked like Jalal, but it's actually this guy. So let me correct myself here. I mean, we're already 14 minutes in. So Hein's the one that you know held the katana to Yakuto, and Raisin's the one over here. So Raisin's here yelling princess, and you have the princess over here saying save me, which interestingly enough is we kind of see why now he calls the blade his princess because it's kind of reminding him of like this girl. Save me. The princess has become my meal. The curse can only be broken by a demon king's power. And again, just through this one instance, you get Raisin's entire motivation. I have to become a demon king. Hey, the rules here say you can kill anyone you don't like, right? Ooh. So that means you can kill the teachers and stuff, right? Sure, if you can. Right when I was feeling pissed, and you get that? Whew. And this is actually nuts because the chef over here, let me double check on what this guy's name was again. 'Cause who knows? Ogre. Because Ogre over here uses this. He uses, again, his butcher knife. And the man legitimately, like, cuts Raisin in half. Ooh. What? What? Eek. Well, he just had to pick a fight with head chef Ogre. That poor freshman. No way. I, I'm dead? Dead Rock School Rules Article 3. You shall kill anyone you don't like. I see. So it applies to teachers as well. And that's Yakuto talking. And Ogre looks behind him and I love what Yakuto says because he's like, I don't like you for cutting up my classmate. I suppose it's a valid thing to say. And dude, again, I just love what he does here because he's a dragon build formation. And you have the hand that's like very reminiscent of like Acnologia in some ways. He looks over, everyone's like, what the hell? And Freyr's holding the head of Maxwell. You have the students like, oh, what the hell? Yakuto's like super pumped and serious, like he does that, he punches. You see the dragon fist, which is awesome. Dude, like the definition of one shot has never been more accurate. Literally one shot, one punch. Yakuto pulls this shit. And Ogre is gone. And he's like, wait, you're the head chef, right? Do you count as a teacher? Then you look over, you see one of the students. She kind of, honestly, when I saw her, she kind of gave me the Blake impression. Like, do y'all remember Blake from Ruby? She kind of reminds me of that because of like the cat ears and everything. But at the same time, when I'm looking at it through Heroes design, it kind of looks a little bit like Wendy, kind of Wendy-ish. But let's see here. And she's like, Black Dragon, dot, dot, dot. That kind of gets me wondering if she's going to be a, a prevalent character. Because the fact that she's the one that, like, looks over at the sideline and she's quoting is like, Black Dragon, dot, dot, dot. Dead Rock Dorm Bone Rampage. We see the dorms. We see everyone's dad. Raisin's there. He wakes up like, wait, what? And Yakuto's like, thank goodness, it seems you're awake. And Choco's like, yo, you remember me? The bug! I'm a bird! He's like, I should be dead. And Mikoto's like, you are dead. And Freyr's like, you got brought back as a zombie. And Mikoto, oh, I love this because she's saying it like so casually, so polite, like, as my puppet. And he's like, what the really? And Yakoto's like, what a relief. Relief my ass? What does she mean? A zombie? And then okay, so now you have Hien, the dude that looks like Jalal. He's got nothing to say, and and Raisin's like, what's going on? My body is. Then Freyr says you were in pieces, and Yakoto picked up every bit. Huh? It was pretty gruesome. And Honey's like, I guess that's one good thing about you. And Choco's like, well, they are classmates. I'm smiling. Freyr's got the cheeky expression on her face. You've got Mikoto smiling too. And Reisen says, how should I put this? You saved me, so dot 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 dot. Mikoto smiles. I told you I'd get you all involved. I won't let anyone escape until I kill Gold. Which again, Choko reacts, freaks out. Reisen reacts, freaks out. Mikoto, like a bit unsure, still have the sweat fall off her face. Freya's excited. Hien, like, good God. And like even Honey's like, and there goes the good atmosphere. Are you stupid? And here I thought you might be an okay guy, asshole. You can kill all the gods you want. Just keep us out of it. Not a chance. Without all of your help, the demon realm will never return to its true state. And this is what I kind of get a feeling like Mikoto's going to be the central female protagonist because she even notes this. Like she notes what Yakuto says when he says, "I wish to return the demon realm to its true state," and she's smiling and just thinking like such a splendid facade. She looks over at him, but what is your true? But your true goal is something else, isn't it, Yakuto-kun? So it's almost kind of implying there's some other like hidden like goal that Yakuto has, which I knowing Hero, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise if we do go down that direction. It really wouldn't. In fact, I think it'd be kind of cool to see what Yakuto's actual goal is, if there is something hidden. And looking at where things go now, you have Freyr, and you see Maxwell, just a silhouette of him. If killing teachers isn't a crime, there was no point in making this. And Yakoto says, yes, there was. Our obedient teacher was born, which is convenient for us. And again, I love Mikoto because Mikoto's like, he's mine though. Like, he's mine. He's mine. Professor Maxwell. Overthrow God. What will Yakoto's next move be? Make sure you work hard until we kill God. To be continued in the October issue. And again, I love the emphasis that the scanlation team put on here because a lot of times people will get this mixed up. They won't assume what they mean by October issue. They mean, oh shit, it is actually coming out in October. No, that's just a magazine thing. Anytime you have a monthly serialization, whenever they say a certain issue, it's usually like listed as like the month ahead. So, like over here, it says to be continued in the October issue, and over here on the side they say in September for those who are confused. So, what would be an October issue comes out in September, and what would be a November issue would come out in October. It would be similar to that. So, I will say this: this was still like a really, really great chapter. I'd argue it's actually a pretty amazing chapter. I don't know again for sure if I would say like for this chapter in particular, like last chapter, you could argue it was a pure perfection chapter. This one is still an amazing chapter because you're learning a little bit more about the school. You're learning, you learn a little bit about like okay, how do the rules go about when it comes to school, and again, it's it's fascinating to see what's going on. And there is a little bit of a tease with Yakuto. Like, what exactly is like his true goal? Like, Mikoto's pointing it out that, okay, well, what's happening here with Yakuto's kind of a facade. There's something more that we don't know about. And it kind of gets me interested. And especially because like, you have that one character off on the side after like Yakuto killed Ogre. It's like Black Dragon. Like there's some like deeper thing about the Black Dragon that we don't know about. Aside from the fact of like, okay, they were once like eliminated. But what was the exact, race that Yakuto actually is? And I think that's going to be interesting to explore too. Also, again, the whole thing with Reisen and his backstory with his sword, like that makes so much more sense. Like it's not just a gag thing, like, oh my precious princess. Like, no, that actually has a little bit of relevance. And I think that's really, really cool. So again, it's gonna be interesting to see with what happens with Dead Rock. And again, for the most part, I'm going to give it a amazing. And I think we'll stay with that. So let me know what you guys' thoughts were on the chapter. How do you feel about it? What was your favorite part about it? And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky G7. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Dead Rock and Hiro Mashima content. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.